Hello everybody and welcome to Matterley Basin for the MXGP of Great Britain. It's the second round of the FIM Motocross World Championship. A couple of weeks ago we were at Orléans. We've had a weekend off, but this weekend will signal the first of 6 races in 7 weekends. So brace yourselves in, it's going to be a good one. On our show today, we've got 3 fabulous guests. Ruben Fernandez is already here, ready to talk to us. We have Alessandro Lupino, fresh off his 4th overall in Russia a couple of weeks ago. And then we have Adam Wheeler from On Track Off Road coming in as well as our final guest. But before we go anywhere, Ruben Fernandez, Honda 114 Motorsports. Thanks for joining us on our studio show today on MXGP-TV. First of all, we've got nowhere else to start, really. 2nd overall in the World Championship before you come here. You must be really pleased with how everything went 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, first for all, thanks for inviting me as well. Yeah, definitely I'm super happy to get my first ever podium. You know, it was a great way to start the season, and yeah, I was very confident before racing there. I was confident with how I was feeling, how I was riding, the bike, the team, everything was matching well. So yeah, after getting that result, I was super happy, and yeah, I can just wait to keep the ball rolling, you know.
There's been a kind of, not a difficult 2 or 3 years. Obviously you were in MX2 and back to EMX 250 and then back in MX2 again, so up and down in terms of where your career path was going. But you know, last week or 2 weeks ago you looked very, very comfortable on the Honda. I mean, are you happy where you're at the moment? Yeah,
I would say I'm on my best shape. Not only physically, but only on the way I'm riding and how I'm feeling, as I was telling you before, with the bike and everything. And yeah, as you said, I had so many up and downs. Even last year, I was already feeling good with my riding, but didn't get to ride a good bike. I had, you know, many issues and mechanical problems as well. And this year, you know, is everything just matching, as I said to you, and you know, it can be better.
Well, let's talk about Orléans. Obviously, you need to be aggressive on the start. That's exactly what you were in the first race. We've got some images here. Is that something you've been working on during the winter with your new team? Obviously, talk us through this start. This was the first race.
Yeah, definitely. We've been working on that because we knew it was one of my weakest points. I knew if I could start in front, that would be way easier for the races. And you know, as I've always used to start in the back and then come through the pack, this felt so much better and way easier to do the things here.
It almost looked too easy for you in that first race. Were you nervous while you were sitting there in 2nd place? Because it didn't look it.
No, I think my riding style had changed a little bit as well. And as I was on that position, I knew, you know, I always very temperamental, and when I come from the back, I take sometimes too much risk, and I go through some aggressive movements. But as I've been doing some position races, we realized that I had to calm down a little bit and read a little bit better the race. And you know, the race is long, 30 minutes plus 2 laps, and don't have to do everything on the first laps as I used to. You know, I always want to come quick to the front, you know.
Yeah.
But as I was sitting in front, I knew I had to take it easy and you know, read well the race and go lap by lap. Yeah.
And what about the second race? Another great start, and again, aggression. I'm not sure if it's that kind of first few corners aggression that you've been working on, or if it's the actual bike setting or whatever else, but whatever it is, it worked. And you had a great battle with Tom Vial in the beginning of this one as well. How was that? That must have felt pretty good, battling with the world champion.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it was the first time I had the chance to fight a bit with him.
That was a nice move.
I know, but then after, on the next corner, he got to pass me, and he did that well. And yeah, we had some passes in between each other during that first lap. But at the end he got me. You know, I knew I had to be aggressive on the first lap with him because in the first race it was difficult to follow his rhythm. On the second race I was feeling a bit better. I was feeling a bit not that difficult as in the first one to follow him after that.
You took a big risk here because it was freshly watered.
Yeah, it was slippery. So I had a sketchy one. But yeah, I tried the move, but at the end he got in front of me. Yeah, and And yeah, at the end, you know, on this moto, it was going well. I was following a bit better than in the first one, but I had 2 crashes on the same corner.
I was going to say, you made. We've got the second one, I think, here, and we could already see that you were being caught. So you obviously made one small mistake. And were you then trying to respond?
Yeah, the thing is that the lap before I crashed exactly the same way on the same corners.
Right.
So on the second time I felt ridiculous, you know. Because, you know, I was like, all right, the corner looks good, the red looks good now. But then I just got my front stuck again, and I just crashed like nothing.
You're like a goldfish, you just forgot.
Yeah.
Obviously, we just saw you there as well. Podium, your first podium in MX2. I think the last time you were on a podium in EMX 250 was on Ottaviano in 17, maybe?
Yeah.
Great feeling to be back on the podium, but how good was it to be on the podium for the first time in MX2 at that first round?
Yeah, it was super good. You know, there's not a better way to start the season for me. And, you know, it's not only the result as well, but how we've done it. You know, as you know, I've been always having, you know, being very aggressive. Sometimes some crashes, one motor good, one not. And I put 2 solid motors, you know, with a solid ride. And you know, that was a big improvement for me. So,
before the season started, did you have a goal where you said, okay, this year I want to be in top 5 or top 6? And since Orléanoc, second overall, has that goal changed a little bit, or are you still focused on the same goal, if there was one?
It's a bit the same way, you know. I always said, you know, I was feeling ready to be fighting regularly on the first 3 positions. I wanted to be close to the podium, or even on the podium almost every race, you know, as much as I could. And then it depends of how the races we're going. I will check if I could go for something more, you know. And I'm not saying I want to be world champion, because first I had to get my first podium. That's what I was saying, because I haven't done any, and I cannot come from
no podiums
to want to win the title. So we gotta go step by step. Now I've got already my first podium, and yeah, we're closer from that now. But we gotta keep on working on it and see what we can go for.
Yeah, step by step and building gradually.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, just really quickly, first impression on the track?
It looks good. You know, this is one of the best tracks of the calendar. I think we all like it. It's one of my favorites. And I think the track should be better. Normally it's better for me, as it's a track where you can keep the speed. Not like Orléanoc, you know, I'm a bit heavier than other riders. And when you come from 0 out of a corner and then you get into an uphill, there I get a little bit more penalized than some others. So here, that you can keep the momentum and the speed, should be better for me.
Okay, well look, Ruben Fernandez, thanks for joining us, and all the best for the rest of the season and this weekend, of course. Our next guest is Alessandro Lupino. Before we meet him, here's what happened 2 weeks ago. MX2 Race 2 highlights coming up now from Orléanoc. Another good jump there from Vial, but can he hold it to the line? Yes or no? He goes wide. It's his teammate, Rani Hofer. Bit of bar banging on the exit of the turn behind them, but it's Hofer. Fernandez into the lead. So Fernandez then storms into the lead for Honda 114, but loses out immediately, and Vial closes down the door at the top of the hill. Iago Kiet, he's in 7th position. Remember, he picked up a knee injury last week. The knee is not giving him pain, but after race 1, he did say that didn't have that race rhythm. Oh, 2 riders down, Beaton and Gifting. Oh, wow. Gifting lost the front on the takeoff. He gets hit in the back of the head. But, and he goes down. So maybe realised that he's being caught there. Warren May getting ready to go by and pushing down into 4th place.
Borromei alongside the Spaniard does go through eventually. And he's going to do the same again to Hofer. Exactly the same move around the outside. Can he hang on though? Yes, he can. And he'll move himself up into second place overall in the Grand Prix. And Fernandez, number 70, needs to find a way past the Red Bull KTM to get to second position overall in the Grand Prix. Either way, it's a first visit to the podium. And he goes down the inside of the Austrian and runs him wide. 2 into 1 does not go. Rennie Hofer feels the full force of the Terminator. Tom Vial celebrates here at Orléans in fine style. 2 wins out of 2. He wins round 1.
I'm really happy. We have been working really hard with Joel, my trainer, with the team. We have a new bike and it's working really amazing, the new KTM. So yeah, I'm really happy. I'm looking forward for the other race. And yeah, it was a good week and I'm really happy.
A win for Tom Vial. Borromei second, the French 1-2. Fernandez coming home third. Hofer fourth, Van der Moosdijk, Geerts, Beneston and Langenfelder. Third overall, Mattis Borromei, F&H Kawasaki Racing. Second overall and a first visit to the podium in MX2, Ruben Fernandez, Honda 114 Motorsports. And your overall round winner, Tom Vial, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing.
Hello everybody, welcome back to our live studio show here on MXGP-TV, round 2 of the FIM Motocross World Championship at Matterley Basin. And we are here now with our second guest, Alessandro Lupino, of course riding this year for MRT KTM. And not a bad weekend in Orléans a couple of weeks ago, 4th overall, probably nobody more surprised than you.
Yeah, that's right. I was really surprised about that weekend. I know that lately I'm riding good with KTM. I feel really good, but yeah, it's always the first race, so you never know where you are. And I didn't expect to be there that close to the podium, 3 points. So I was surprised myself.
Yeah,
that's true.
Because the last time you were there, a couple of years ago, you had a big crash and big injury. So mentally, was good to get that solid result on a track that's not been too good for you.
Yeah. 2 years ago, I had my worst injury in the back, so was maybe the injury that I think about it, and was on the moment that I say maybe I better stop riding, something like that, because it was really bad. And then for sure, when I make the first lap on the free practice and I pass on that jumps, I think about it, but I say I have to turn page, and then I do that.
Good. Well, look, let's talk about the racing. First race, 11th in time practice, but you made a fantastic start. And at one point, actually, you were in third before Roman passed you. But then later on in the race, you had this fantastic battle with Jeffrey Hurlings. And you looked really relaxed and really comfortable. Were you surprised by that as well, that it took him so long to make the pass on you? Or?
Yeah. When I was doing the moto and then I see my pit board and then the one from Jeffrey just before my one, and the lap time was exactly the same. I was faster sometimes, he was faster, so I say, why you don't catch me? Why it takes so long? I was surprised that I was riding so good, and I was thinking that the other guys was going slower, so say that's strange. And but in the end, I was scared to make a mistake. So I slow down and Jeffrey catch me, and then just let him go without make any risk.
And you didn't have to arrest him?
No. Next weekend in Italy I can do.
Okay. With the police jersey. But when you're riding like this, these are the best races, aren't they? You know, when everything's relaxed and everything is flowing. Did it feel easy for you in that respect?
Yeah, that's right. You are exactly right what you say, because the first moto in that middle of the moto, I say, why they go so slow? I say that. But that was not that they go slow, but I was going so smooth that I didn't make any risk, and even I was not pushing 100%. I was everything under control because the track was really slippery, so it was easy to make a mistake. And just I have to ride flu and don't take any risk, and that was going on. So when you make that races, you feel so good because you don't take any risk, but you are fast, and so that's the best things.
Obviously, the second race, you didn't make a great start, but you came through. We didn't see so much of you in the second race because I think what was happening with Tim coming after his, from the last to first. But we did manage to catch you a little bit. But again, you must have been riding really, really smooth, just picking off positions and just doing your own thing, just focusing on your own thing. Is this something maybe you've worked on a little bit as well because age, experience, maybe?
Yeah. Second moto, I hit a gate with the front wheel, so I was totally last in the fourth corner, and then I say I have to try or go doesn't go. So I make the first 2-3 corners crazy, and then I ride with my rhythm and I come up. But like you say, now I'm getting old, 30 years old.
Older.
So that means more experience, and even I think so many years to battle with the guys on the back, you get more experience in the front.
Yeah.
So you know how to be with the other guys. So now I feel just confidence and just have fun with the bike. Before maybe I get more pressure when you are young. Now I don't have any more pressure. Just I want to ride because I want to get fun. That's it.
How is it being back in the new team? Because obviously you rode there in '85, many years ago with Marchetti.
Yeah.
How is it being back with Elia and everybody?
That's really good because it's a family team, and I rode KTM the last time in 2006 when I won the World Championship. So to be back with the Orange Machine is something that I always want to do. So I say it was the year that we make a deal, and I was really happy because, like I say, it's a family. It's not like a team, but it's really a family with a team manager and the staff. So I enjoy to be part of the family. It's not just a job.
I made a note here. Since you turned pro, in 2007, 2008, you've raced with Yamaha, Husqvarna, Kawasaki, Honda, and obviously. And it's the first time, you just mentioned it a moment ago, the first time on KTM since 2006 when you won the Junior World Championship. Looking at your performance in Russia, in Orleanoc, it clearly looks like it's a bike that suits you. Would you agree?
Yeah. Why it didn't change before? I didn't. No, it's true. I to be honest, when I swapped with KTM, the first month was struggling a lot. And the same... I hope it's gonna be fine. But then in one moment I was every time I go on the track I get fun, and the things are getting so easy to make it, and then and I wanted to push more. So KTM I think is my bike. The last time I rode with them I won everything. So and now we start with great results. So I think I'm made for KTM, and even I have a totally stock bike. What you can buy in the shop, and it's already super nice to ride the MXGP.
Cool. Obviously, last week I think you won the Italian Championship again.
Yeah,
was that like 100 times now?
No, 6.
Only 6. Okay. Okay. Before we go, your best finish in a race around here has been an 8th in MX2 in 2013, and you got a 7th in MXGP a couple of years ago. But overall, it's a place that you not really... A lot of people talk about how good this track is. It's their favourite track, but just seems that you have a good race and not a good race. What will you... After Russia, after Orleanoc, are you looking forward to riding here just with that extra confidence, with a bike, with the team, with all of that? You think you can change that and get 2 solid
this
rides?
is plus minus the best track for everybody, for all the riders. So everyone will want to make results over here because it's really fun to ride. And in the past I never did it. Always for some reason I never make it. But this year can be the year that I change the plan. So I feel confidence. Lately I'm riding good. So why not? I can do also that tomorrow morning. But now MXGP is so important to start. So the first lap means all the race. That's the big difference.
And first impression looking at the track today? The
track is really good, nice prepared, and they don't put so much water because I think they expect a little bit rain
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So, but like I told you, this one to ride is the best track ever. You have so much fun. You want to never stop riding. You want to keep on going.
And what is the plan? You did mention, you know, you are 30, but you're as old as you feel. You know, you still look good on the bike. You still feel good on the bike. The deal with MTR Marchetti is 1 year, 2 years, or?
No, I have only 1 year contract. But yeah, like I say, I feel I'm older. That 30 is not that old, but I feel that now I got more fun to ride the bike than in the past. So why not? I wanna keep on going a few more years, and then think about my family and.
Because you have a new one on the way, huh?
Yeah, almost 1 month I will be another girl, so 3 girls in the family will be trouble. So I hope I keep on going more years of riding.
To pay for the kids. Well, look, before we let Alessandro go, here's a quick reminder about our MXGP-TV packages this year and just the whole platform in general, because as you may have seen, we've got a new platform this year, and if you didn't know, we have. And there you see, look, it's a new era, new everything, new look of MXGP-TV. Get it on all your devices. Very, very easy to navigate and follow. And of course, you can watch us on the studio show. You can watch Alessandro and the riders out on track without TV commercials, I might add. So the best place to watch MXGP live without any interruption. So if you have it, fantastic. If your friends are around watching at your house now and they don't have it, get it. You won't be disappointed. Anyway, Alessandro, thanks for joining us on the studio show. All the best this weekend and for the rest of the season. And hopefully that continues from the 4th place that we saw a couple of weeks ago in Orléans.
That should be nice. I will try.
No problem. Alessandro Lapino. Right, our next guest is getting ready, Adam Wheeler. Before we meet him, though, here's highlights from MXGP Race 2 from Orléans 2 weeks ago.
Who's it going to be that grabs that all-important foxhole shot? It was Jorge Prado in race 1. He gets a fantastic jump again in race 2. Lightning quick reactions there from the Spaniard. But then he gets pulled wide. So too does Geiser. As other riders crash, that was Geiser all the way to the outside in the next country. Geiser is in 9th place. Wow. Oh, and a mistake from Hurlings. Back end comes around on him, hands the lead and a handful of places to Cairoli, Jonas and Fevre. Siwa not able to find a way through, so we have a new leader here on lap 2. The guy is on fire! It's Ruben Fernandez. Ruben Fernandez has just had a moment of madness. I think he just got pitched, and he was lucky not to take out the number 41 of Paul's Jonas there. Fernandez was in 3rd. 18 world titles in the first 4 riders. Hurlings looks to go around the outside and then cuts back to the inside of Jonas. Takes over 2nd position. Cutting to the inside. Is he going to find a way through? Hurlings may have to yield here at the bottom of the hill. He does, and Geiser goes through. A decisive move from the 243. Geiser goes to the inside. It's slower on the way in, but can he do something at the end of the straight here? Well, he doubles in and goes around the outside. Wow, from out of nowhere, Tim Geiser catches Cairoli by surprise and takes over the top spot. Oh, Cairoli's off on the finish line as well. Wow. Oh, and he's dragging the... Oh, he was already stopped on the jump. So Jeffrey Hurlings now into 2nd place. Wow, he's going to pull in. Bars broke, clutch lever broke, part broken. And Tim Geiser won't be able to celebrate in fine style, but he will pick up 50 points. And he takes the overall Grand Prix win here in Orléans. 2 wins out of 2, 50 points. Tim Geiser retains that championship lead as red plate as the defending champion. Jeffrey Hurlings only loses 10 points. Fevre on the podium 3rd. Then we've got Lapino 4th overall.
Welcome back to our final part on MXGP-TV, our studio show here from Matterley Basin, round 2 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. And Adam Wheeler, On Track Off-Road, joins us now. Great to see you, Adam. Let's just get straight into it. Couple of weeks ago, Orléanoc, some fantastic racing, but Tom Vial, the defending champion, got off to the perfect start. What surprised you the most about that weekend, that performance, or were you not surprised by any of that?
Hi, Paul. Yeah, it's great to be here. First of all, just a comment on the track. I mean, it's fantastic to be back at Matterley, you know, where we kind of opened the championship last year. And just look at this place. You know, I think when you have one of the top track designers in the world, I mean, I know they still had to scrape out quite a lot of flintstone to make this place fantastic, but you know, yeah, it's great to be back in the UK. Talking about Russia, I think the biggest surprise really was just the fact that we saw 2 riders go 1-1 in either category. I don't think, you know, on a long delayed start, I think it was something like 216 days since we had last had a Grand Prix back in early November in 2020. Yeah. To see Tom Vial, you know, here like on the screen, as well as like Tim Geiger, produce those kind of results and make such an emphatic opening statement. I mean, there was... I mean, Tom's race we're looking here was, you know, a classic 1-1 straight from the front, no challenges. Tim had 2 different kind of motos, but Vial, I think, you know, many people tipped him as a pre-season favourite for the MX2 title, and he was unchallenged on the day.
And we'll touch on some of the challenges in a minute. But what about Tim's second race here? What impressed you there?
Well, you know, this is, he kind of destroyed a couple of myths, really, that, you know, this track is particularly difficult for overtaking. Also that, you know, getting a bad start these days in MXGP ultimately means you're not going to reach the podium. Yeah. Again, I just think, you know, Geiger's in the second year with that, you know, latest generation of the CFR 400. Yep. So I probably said it wrong. No, but the factory bike. Again, he's struggling. You know, the absence of Mitch Evans means he's largely flying solo for HRC. But you know, I mean, this was quite, like I said, a statement at the first race of the year. It's not that often we see, you know, Jeffrey Hurlings passed and humbled in MXGP for the last 5 years. Jeffrey also, you know, he has his own narrative, his own story, but Geiger was simply unbeatable. If we see this quite frequently this season, I'll be surprised if we do, to be honest. But if we do, then I think, you know, Geiger's going to set a new benchmark in the class. Yeah,
and I think if he does that, you know, the first 3-4 rounds consecutively, then obviously the warning shots are being fired to everybody else, aren't they? And obviously we'll talk about Tony Cairoli because he's in shot there at the moment. He's probably entering his final year as a Grand Prix rider. What are your thoughts on how he performed? He was leading races, he was up front. It was a shame for that second race incident.
Yeah, just watching him being chased by Romain Febvre there. I mean, we said that Geiger made you know, a big kind of you know, impact with his results, but I think Cairoli on a track that he doesn't like, where he, you know, prematurely ended his 2019 season with a shoulder injury. I mean, to come back and take those starts and lead the race, Orléanoc, I think was him saying, "Listen, I'm not over the hill. I'm no I'm a veteran, but I'm no burnout by any means." Nah. So it's, you know, is it going to be his last season? Because if he's running this kind of pace-setting, you know, speed at the front of Grand Prix, then, you know, Red Bull KTM will have to look at it and think, well, he's clearly. You know, it's not, say, if we draw a parallel with MotoGP with Valentino Rossi, where he's struggling for competitiveness. This is not the case with Cairoli based on the opening Grand Prix of the season.
So where are the challenges going to come from then for Tom Vial and Tim Geiger as they were the dominant riders 2 weeks ago?
Well, that's the fun part of MX2, I think. You know, last year we sat here and, you know, I was...
in Latvia?
Well, I kind of...
I didn't bring the humble pie.
No. I mean, I thought Jago Gertz would need like... you know, a season really to acclimatise with being a Grand Prix winner and a front runner to, you know, I didn't think he had the championship in him last year, and it turned out to be the case. I mean, I know he had a few small issues to work through, and again, he started this season hurt, but I think that's also helped him in a way because it's taken a lot of the pressure away of him having to renew that duel right away with Tom Vial. I think, you know, a couple of surprises in the category would be people like Ruben Fernandez, Maxime Renault, you know, maybe Jed Beaton as well, his last year in the category, and also he has to ride for an MXGP saddle next year. So there's a couple of guys who really have, you know, motivations to challenge Vial.
Yeah, and then in MXGP, real quickly before we disappear. I mean, there's so many riders that can win potentially on their day, but they all need to wake up the same side of the bed that Tim did 2 weeks ago, don't they?
I think from the riders we had in the gate poll, there were 21 riders with Grand Prix podium experience, 16 that have won a Grand Prix. And we have that kind of you know, spread of parity and ability every season, and it kind of unfortunately, you know, wheedles out as the injuries take hold.
Yeah.
But you know, as the riders say themselves in pre-season, it's always the same couple of guys up there for the championship. But you know, you have to bet on the consistency of somebody like Jeremy Sewer. You know, also I think, you know, Roman Febvre is going to be strong this year as well.
All right. Well, look, unfortunately we are out of time. Could talk to you all day about all this kind of stuff, but we are busy as well. We've got stuff to do. But
wait
prediction?
a minute. Who's your bet this weekend?
I think Tim is going to win the MXGP class, and I think I'm going to put my money on somebody like Maxime Renault.
Maxime Renault for MX2.
In MX2.
I'm going to go for Hurlings. I think Hurlings is going to fire back. Good history at this track as well.
Yep.
In MX2, I think it's tough to say. It really is tough to say. Renault, I'm liking your shout for Renault, but I might go for Beaton for a first GP win.
All right. Well, look, we'll be bringing the humble pie, one of us, to Maggiora next week. But that's all we've got time for today on our MXGP TV show. Join us next week when we return to Italy and Maggiora. For now, though, enjoy all the action here from Matterley Basin. We're back live at just after 1 o'clock local time here in the UK for the first European 125 race of the day. And we're live all day for the rest of the day. Enjoy the action. See you next week. Bye for now.